I didn't used to get heckled a ton. And that kindness of them yelling, I love you, but during the middle of a punchline.
Right.
And then, of course, I'd be like, shut up, cunt. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I just yelled at you for saying I love you. So clearly I have fear of intimacy.
This is What a Joke
with Tom Papa and Fortune Feimster
on Netflix is a Joke Radio.
Lisa.
Oh my God. Literally. I have not seen Tom in person in probably 30 years.
No way.
Then here's Fortune, who I met once because I stalked you. I'm at Elvis Duran's wedding. And my manager goes, oh my God, Fortune Feimster was on the plane and we're obsessed with her. And I'm like, we're going and we're stalking.
Y'all were so
Right.
sweet to come. Yeah, your manager was on my shuttle bus for the rental car. And she was like, do you have a show? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh my God, Lisa and I are coming. I'm like, no way. It was
see, Tom, that's how freaking basic I am, that my manager doesn't take a car, she takes the shuttle bus. Okay.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that Fortune.
I too am on the shuttle bus.
Yeah, Fortune and your manager both on the shuttle bus. There's no getting around it.
It was right before I taped my special, and you had some lovely advice. Wow. It was such good timing.
Well, isn't it funny though how like you bump into people that you really hope are nice, and you're like, please let this Fortune not be a total bitch. But you know what? I was pleasantly unsurprised how amazing you are, and Tom, how it's really been probably 30 years or 20 at least.
It's probably been like 15 to 20, and this is a great way to kind of tell your story to our listeners. Yeah. Lisa made such an impact in New York in the early days. You just showed up, and at first you were kind of like finding your way, and then you got clicked in to exactly what you were doing, and you were so dominant. And then you had this very successful run, and then decided, no, I'm done with this.
I know.
Dude, I literally have never been happier, but it took 3 years to be able to say that. Because when you retire, you guys get prepared if you ever decide to get out.
Yeah.
I had saved money. That's not the problem. Mm-hmm. The problem is you have no identity. You have no idea who you are. So for 3 years, I'm like floundering, and my parents are dying. And when they die, I'm like, what do I even have left? Right. And I'm like, oh my God, I just need to be at peace with the fact that there might not be a next thing, and that I just have to be Lisa. And that's probably what led me to the podcast being so open and vulnerable, because I was just open and broken open that I could do kind of nothing or anything.
Mm-hmm. What made you say, I'm out of here? Like, what was the big impact that made you retire? Because I mean, you were killing it at the time. There was no reason professionally to do it.
Right. I'll tell you a story that I think both of you will relate to on a spiritual level. I did Radio City and Carnegie Hall within like 2 months of each other, because there were a lot of, it was a really cool run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I remember walking backstage, and the head of Live Nation Comedy, after these 2 sold out shows, and again, he meant it nicely. Mm-hmm. We all know Jeff Wills. He goes, oh my God, next Madison Square Garden. And this little thing in my head just clicked, and I go, I'll never be enough. It's never going to be over. I'm never enough. And whereas he meant it as a compliment. Yeah. So I should have started noticing then that this isn't fulfilling me. Mm-hmm. So I did it about 5 more years. I start to notice I don't have joy in my life other than on stage. And I go, whoa, if my lifestyle is this ritzy and this big, there's something going on internally that I need to connect with. And that's when I started working on the spirituality and working on more bigger connections with friends and family. And then when Howard Stern said I could come on this show and retire publicly with honor, I was like, wow, that's really cool. And by the way, a nice byproduct is it was before cancel culture. So I got to cancel myself instead of somebody else doing it. Well, you know, what's interesting about it is after I retired, they did this documentary, and at the point which I retire, and I say it they did the clip from Stern, Nikki Glaser literally goes, oh my God, she got out. I'm so jealous. And part of me is like, oh my God, a lot of us like don't love it anymore, but we're scared. And what I loved about her was she was so open about it. And I told her in person when I met her, I said, dude, set yourself up better than I did, and actually have something you like to do that isn't just comedy. Right. Oh gosh, sorry, it's my dogs and the leaf blowers outside. So I'm moving to another room. Parker, get over here. See, that's all I have now. I have 2 rotten dogs and a podcast. So my life is very full.
Are you feeling the joy now that you're focusing more on yourself?
Anyone who says they're feeling the joy all the time is a freaking liar, because no one is.
Right.
There isn't
No.
even a monk. The Dalai Lama doesn't feel freaking joy. By the way, I know I said it wrong. I don't even know how to say his name. I think I feel everything more. Like I have such sadness, and I have such anger, and I have such joy and such happiness and a little bit of purpose. And I'm like, oh, isn't that like life? But before with comedy, I had said to the 2 guys on my podcast, I was like, dudes, stand-up comedy is literally the worst profession for us self-centered narcissists, because we get that instant hit of addiction all the time. I go, so taking that out, I was able to feel all the emotions. So for instance, like yesterday, I just finished that Beatles documentary. I just watched the whole 8 hours. I am sobbing, and I'm like, oh, if I was still doing comedy, I would have made jokes about it. And I would have kind of been disassociated from my feelings. I'm like, oh, it's good to feel sad. It's good to feel touched. Don't you guys also love too doing a podcast like this, or a show like this, where you guys get to be fully yourselves?
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there and like put on this face and this persona. And yeah, I loved it. The Queen of Mean stuff, it was great. And I honestly, sometimes those roasts, if they come on, I crack up going, boy, I was insane. Like I literally was insane, the shit I would say. It's embarrassing almost. But so I stand behind it and I like it, but I'm glad I'm not doing it anymore, because it was just a little side of me that I showed, and that was it.
Right.
Are you mean ever anymore? Or
Oh my God, Fortune. Let me tell you, I'm going now in the other room, so I'm not mean to my leaf blowers. Let me tell you what happens.
Yeah.
I work on anger literally every day. I am a nice person with big feelings, but every feeling is big.
Right.
So I'm never going to be that chick who's calm. I'm never going to be, oh, let me just be spiritual and say, oh, fuck that. I'm a mental case, first and foremost, but I'm a mental case.
You were the toughest one in the room. I remember at one point at the Comedy Cellar, I looked over, and this was right when you were starting to pop. And I looked over, and she was sitting in, there's like this booth with some other comics, and you had like a hockey jersey on. You had like a big gold chain and a cigar hanging out of your mouth.
Oh my
And
God.
a cigar.
Dude, you
And a
wanna know
cigar,
something?
Fortune. I was like, she is the toughest person in the Comedy Cellar.
Well, Fortune, let me tell you something. I still enjoy the occasional cigar.
Okay.
I will tell you that. I got engaged at a cigar club. My engagement party was at a cigar. I do enjoy that. So that's my one little vice, you know,
That's
now that
good.
I'm physically and emotionally perfect.
A gold chain and a cigar.
What was I thinking? It's like, okay, Lisa, stop co-opting everyone's culture except your own. Cut it out.
Now, let me ask you this: you're at your show tonight at the Stress Factory. You're up
Yes.
there with your cohorts doing your podcast thing and getting into some deep talks. Something happens, or someone in the audience says something or does something. You know you're sitting on a superpower. You know
Yes.
you can level the
true.
room in two sentences. Do you break it out at all?
I think a heckler just needs to be told. Like if somebody, there's many clips of me online completely snapping at people on the internet. They're really funny and stupid. But I think like when you misbehave, you have to be told. But I think, Tom, I go in a little different direction now.
Right.
I think in the past few years, I've discovered that, boy, us snapping
Mm-hmm.
is really just out of fear, sadness. It's usually someone just trying to get attention. It's like almost
Right.
sad for them that they're doing that. So I think it might go in a different direction than just like, hey, you C word, whatever, you know?
Right.
Although I must tell you, the old Lisa never dies, because the C word is still my favorite word on the planet. It's the best. I love it. I love when people call it to me. So you never know if that happens. I love it too.
What a Joke with Papa and Fortune, the 2022 version. New Year, New Year's resolutions. Do you have any resolutions?
Jackson and I always make vision boards.
Oh, right.
We take magazines and we cut stuff out and we tape it to a paper, and then at the end when we're both done, we tell each other what is on the board.
I like this idea. Am I part of your vision board for this year?
It's broader. It's not like specific.
Uh-huh. It's not like a picture of you and me holding hands in a park.
No. like a genie. It's not like you just like get wishes granted. It's more of just like, they call it setting your intentions, what goals you have and like what you want to work towards. It doesn't necessarily mean like all of a sudden you're going to get like a yacht.
Oh